Hello, listeners. I hope you all are doing well. We would first like to thank you all for tuning in. It means a lot. Second, we would like our listeners to know who we are. Hey, you guys, I'm Dawsyn Williams.
Hi, I'm Kennedy Wetlaw, and we are senior dance majors at Kinder High School for the Performing and Visual Arts. As a senior, you go through many challenging phases in a year. You have to prepare for the next chapter of your life, college, maintain friendships, keep your grades up to par, and prepare for all your upcoming events.
These four things are stressful enough by themselves, yet we get to experience it all at once. Lucky us. Unfortunately, we've had it harder than any senior class to come before us due to the pandemic and dealing with COVID-19. The stress of being in quarantine is enough on any human, but we get that with the stress of a high school senior as the cherry on top. And if our prediction is correct, all seniors will be able to relate and benefit from this podcast that will dive into how this year has demolished our mental health, how to repair the damage, and where you can seek help for these issues you may be having.
So, with that being said, welcome to
Tap into Your Zen with Dawsyn and Ken.
Now, first, in order to tap into your Zen, it is important that we face the hardships that we faced this year that have led for this podcast. So, we're going to start by asking some questions that address this. So first, last year, when we started virtual school, did you ever imagine it continuing into our senior year?
I personally never imagined the pandemic carrying to our senior year. I thought it would be the last few weeks of our junior year and carry into the summer, but I was sure that it would be over by the time we began our senior year. So no, I never imagined it would be as prolonged as it has been. Still going on today.
And honestly, I would have to agree. I just knew for a fact that we would have a normal senior year. And the fact that we didn't made this year very long, but we're almost done. So it's okay. Second, as virtual school continued into our senior year, did you sense yourself lacking motivation to go on every day?
Of course. I sensed myself not wanting to wake up on time. I sensed myself not wanting to log on to class. I just lacked motivation to do anything, even wake up in the morning on the weekend, even if it wasn't for school. This pandemic just caused me to honestly feel depressed and not want to do anything but lay in the bed and eat a couple snacks occasionally.
And again, I would have to agree. You know, being by yourself at home, it isn't the same. It's a completely different vibe from going to class, seeing your friends, and, all the things like that. So I definitely lost motivation. It was a lot of stress, a lot of anger, and it was just a lot. So if you feel this way, trust me, we understand. And we're going to address that soon. But next question. If you felt unmotivated, did you feel comfortable reaching out for help? If so, who would it be? Would it be counselors, teachers, friends, family? What?
Unfortunately, I myself did not feel comfortable reaching out for help, but that's just because I'm a very closed off person as is, so adding something as stressful as a pandemic and applying to college on top of that just made me be even more closed off.
Right.
Both of my parents work full-time jobs, so by the time they'd come home, they didn't really want to hear about what was going on in my life, and I couldn't blame them. But my sister, who is in college, was a lot of help because she could relate to my experiences as far as applying to college and going to high school, so she was a big help. Now, we did conduct a survey that 72 high school seniors from PBA responded to, and 68% out of 100 said that they felt helpless or lost throughout the 2020 through 2021 school year. We also asked, did you feel comfortable reaching out to your teachers or administrators for guidance? And this one was huge. 55.6% out of 100% stated that they did not feel comfortable reaching out to someone in a higher power for help during this year. We asked them to explain why they felt this way, and some people said that all of their teachers have made them feel welcomed in classes and encouraged them, but some people said that they just felt like they couldn't talk to their teachers and that they wouldn't be able to help them grow how they wanted to.
And also, it really, a lot of the times, it doesn't have anything to do with the teachers. Personally, it's just that most of the time we just haven't established that, I don't know, quote unquote bond with the teachers, so it just made it hard to even want to open up to them.
Right. Like one student even says, even though they say reach out and stuff like that, it seems like there's a boundary that's weird to cross. And I definitely agree with that statement. I don't feel comfortable indulging into my personal life and my feelings with my teachers because they set up such a hard boundary between us that it's hard to soften it and cross it.
Exactly.
All right. Now it's time for me to ask the questions. Do you feel virtual school made school easier for you or harder for you? What's easy? What's hard?
It's kind of both. I would say it made it easier in a sense, as far as time management. I feel like my days are more productive. I know at the beginning, we did say that we lacked motivation to do a lot of stuff, but as it went on, you had to learn to adjust or it just would have went horrible. So I definitely feel that, it's been easier as far as time management and how I deal with my days. But a hard part has been the social distance from my friends. Me personally, I'm kind of extroverted. I love my friends. I love to laugh, talk. And there is a great lack of that this year. So you do get a little lonely. You get a little deprived of, socialism. So that was kind of hard, but I'm working on it. What about you?
I totally agree. I am kind of split in half. I'm an extrovert, but I'm definitely an introvert. So I've liked some time to myself throughout the pandemic, but there has been times where I've wanted to see my friends like I'm used to seeing them. But it's definitely taken some getting used to, but I'm growing. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? What are some methods/coping mechanisms that helped you through the school year? How did they help you? How could they help others?
So, some coping methods that helped me, I would have to say for one, it was meditation. It really helped me, especially during the second semester. It helped me find myself. It helped me get a clear track of mind. And it also helped me find motivation to do things like work out during my free time, do more studying, find new hobbies that would keep me entertained and motivated, and also to do better on my schoolwork and things like that. So that was a big one for sure. And another one would just be focusing on myself in terms of meditation and all things like that, but just in general, because when you're alone in quarantine, you're kind of all you have. So self-love and care is very important.
I definitely agree. Some coping mechanisms that helped me throughout the year would have to be just listening to music. Music has really been therapeutic for me. I've used it as an outlet for many, many years, but it became way more important throughout the pandemic. Going outside and taking in the elements has also been a big help. Like a fresh breath of air can really change a lot for me.
100%.
And I've learned that. Let's move on. Were there any positive things that came out of your senior year during the pandemic? If so, do you feel comfortable sharing with us?
So I do feel comfortable sharing. A few positive things would be that I found myself a lot more. Learning yourself is something very hard to do, especially in high school, considering we have everything to worry about except ourselves. So it's very easy to let go of that. But when it came to quarantine and being by myself and being virtual, I was really able to find myself through meditation, through listening to music, through going outside and just really just, tapping into self-care, because that's really what matters at the end of the day. And through that, you will move on and you will grow forward. And later on, we're going to offer some resources and links and things like that to help y'all find y'all true self. What about you?
As for me, some positive things that came out of this senior year was I was able to get a job due to the
Same.
pandemic and having a lot more free time because we couldn't have rehearsals after school and things like that. I was able to get a job, and having a job has taught me so many things about responsibility.
100%.
I've been responsible for way more than I've ever been in my life, and it's really helps me grow.